You need to get to know them. This is just another basic piece of business advice, really, which is the voucher code channel is just a channel. So at the back end of all these activities, you need to monitor and measure how that promotion has gone. How much feedback do you get from your channel? Well, obviously through the network, you know how many sales you've made, you know how many clicks were generated. That's generally as far as it goes. So something that we're very, very keen on at Severe is where we've worked specifically with a retailer who's come to us and said, you know, I want to generate this campaign, can you work with me on it? We will actually sit down and give them a full reporting suite at the end of that process. We will share with them basically by code. We can actually break our data down and give them an individual code or a deal performance and say, right, well, this particular code, this particular deal generated X number of clicks, X number of conversion rates. And that then allows you to feed back into the process of, well, was that a successful code for us? We're going to do it again, or do we need to tweak it? Do we need to change it? I don't have the answers to any of this. I think what I'm trying to do is encourage you to start thinking about the right kind of questions you need to be asking anybody you work with in the affiliate channel, and particularly with the voucher code sector. So this is just an example of a case study where we worked in this way with a particular retailer. So this is a catalogue retailer that runs multiple brands. And their very specific targets with voucher codes was for new customer acquisition. They actually don't run any codes on repeat business. We're only paid on new customers. And the codes we have are for first-time orders only. So we ran a campaign in Q4 2010. It was a multi-channel campaign. It was executed via paid search, natural search, on-site and newsletter promotions. Exclusive codes specifically targeted at new customers. The code schedule was and still is, because this campaign is still running based on its success, it's planned monthly in advance. So we get a whole month's worth of code schedules across all the brands, and we get that 2 weeks in advance of every month before the code starts. And I'll tell you what, these guys get a lot more brand exposure on our site than some even bigger brands, because obviously they let us know in advance, they've got a promotion coming, we plan it in. Full reporting was fed back to the client on an individual deal and on a channel split level. And then that allows the merchant to sit down with their data and, where possible, actually match it up with our affiliate data. And the data was analysed to give us this picture here. So I wouldn't be able to run this case study without having this relationship with this merchant, because obviously I need their output data to create the case study. And as I said, the ongoing campaign is still running based on the successful promotion. So effectively what we did was we just ran exclusive codes for a set period of time. We used targeted and specific ad copy in a paid search campaign. Sudo has some unique algorithms which allows us to push the most successful deals to the top on site. And if we're running a paid search campaign, what it also then does is it takes the most successful deal, automatically pushes that into paid search. So over time, it uses its intelligence and allows us to maximise our return on our investment in the paid search campaign. We made sure with this particular campaign that we had exclusivity in paid search, so the merchant actually asked all other affiliates to stop brands or broad matching. And that gives us an improved customer experience and advertiser performance through the use of dedicated landing pages. So Savu's landing pages actually have no leakage. We have no related stores. There's not actually any leakage back to, there's not even any tabs back to other areas of Savu. So where we're running search campaigns, when a customer clicks on our adverts in paid search, once they get to the paid search landing page, there's no mention of any other retailers. There's nowhere else to go. So one of the things that we find is our click-through rate from our landing page through to merchants is generally above 90%. We don't lose traffic. Once it's got onto our site, we don't lose it. It actually goes through to the merchant. And we have a strategic relationship with the advertisers, so that allows them maximum return on investment of their voucher codes through sharing the deal performance. So as you can see, across those 5 brands over Q4, we actually, this is a comparison against the rest of the voucher code channels. I apologise for the voucher code channels that are in the room. We actually increased the number of new customers in this campaign compared to the rest of the voucher code channel by some fairly impressive figures. But the other benefit out of this, and this kind of proves my point in terms of sharing data and having that strategic relationship, was we actually reduced their CPA, for customers, again by some reasonably significant figures. And we have a strategic relationship with the advertisers, so that allows them maximum return on investment of their voucher codes through sharing the deal performance. So one of the things that we find is our click-through rate from our landing page through to merchants is generally above 90%. We don't lose traffic. Once it's got onto our site, we don't lose it. It actually goes through to the merchant. So then you've got 12% reduction in CPA, 34% reduction, 40% reduction. So in terms of this campaign, it was planned specifically to recruit new customers only. So we weren't paid on any existing customers that ordered through. So if a customer came to our site and then ordered, if they were an existing customer, that clip was put to one side, we weren't rewarded. And basically what this relationship does is it allows advertisers to manage the voucher code channel effectively, and they also have control over their brand. And again, I think this goes back to one of Ben's points, was that if you work in relationship with the voucher code sites, you have control over what offers are put out there, what pages your brand is appearing on. But if you don't have that relationship with them, then potentially you may lose control and it may be brand damaging. And the last point I wanted to make is that we call this bit the blind spot, where you have no idea. You get all this business coming in from voucher codes, but do you know how it's generated? Back to my original point, do you know where it comes from? Do you know how those customers are getting onto those sites? But by sharing in this way, where you've had a clear objective for the voucher code in the first place, we give you visibility of that blind spot of where that business is coming from. So just a quick summary. Planning. Plan for success, know exactly what you're looking to achieve. And if you have that kind of relationship, work with the voucher code site in the first place. Sit down and say, we want to do something, we're not sure what we want to do, or we do have a clear idea of what we want to do, but can you help us execute it? Timing, give them fair notice. Consider your provider channel, make sure you pick the right partners for the right promotions. And then, most importantly, monitor and measure. So if you've known what your criteria for success were at the beginning, then you can monitor and measure that performance at the end. That's it for me. So we've got time for some questions. Thank you.
You focus quite a bit on timing. From a timing point of view, what is optimal from your point of view?
We're still quite a small company, so we can get stuff in on short notice. I would say a month to 2 weeks is ideal for us. Our promotional calendar is actually built around the retail promotional calendar, so obvious times of year like Christmas, Mother's Day, Father's Day. Yeah, I'd say a month to 2 weeks, and we can probably put something together. If you want to do something that's media or PR-led, then you need to give us probably 2 months to put something together.
Sorry, the case study, are you able to say what vertical that was from?
Yes, it's fashion catalogue.
Because I know we often don't advise merchants to split the commission on a new customer and returning customer. It's very difficult for you to target. Like, how did you overcome that? Like, target new customers when there's probably lots of existing ones there?
Because the deals were specifically based on first order only, and obviously the merchant has to do a duping exercise at the back end that says it has to be a new customer sign up, which is obviously driven by email address. So the really sneaky, savvy consumers who
sign up with a new email.
Yeah, absolutely. And as technology moves on, we'll work out new ways to cut that out, and then they'll find another way to get around it. So of course there's an element of that in there.
Any questions?
Have you worked with any clients which are travel related and don't have vouchers, but you've done a case study and has been successful?
No, but we'd love to do one. So we can have a chat afterwards.
Cool. Thank you.